If you weren't here at the very beginning, there are some blankets scattered throughout the room. There's one left right here, this yellow silver blanket, if anybody needs it. We are having our heater man show up this week. So hopefully by next Sunday, things will be back to normal in terms of our sanctuary here. For now, we're just letting it boil up from the inside. Ross is going to use it. It's going to put it around Debbie.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you're a Steeler fan for right now. I want you to know that's my blanket. You're wrapped in my energy. For now, we're letting our warmth just kind of bubble up from the inside out. I had mentioned a couple of weeks ago that we're going to be experiencing some changes in the service, and the prelude sing-along was one of them, but it's going to show up mostly here in this section. I'm going to do a few things different in my talks this year. This year, the other thing that I'm going to be doing is joining with hundreds of my colleagues in what's being called a world that works for everyone. Part of our global vision, which we say at the end of our personal vision every single Sunday, is we activate the global heart. The global heart has a global vision that goes with it. And one of my colleagues, his name is Edward Fillion from San Rosa, came up with this idea that maybe a whole bunch of us would want to do this together. And so I will be participating in that once a month with my colleagues. So the first Sunday of each month will be devoted to some aspect of a world that works for everyone. And it will unfold itself and it will morph into a lot of different aspects and how do we do that, and etc. Today we're just sort of setting the idea that one life expresses through all. And that's what I lit our candle for today. Part of our vision statement says this. There we go. We see all people, all beings, all life as expressions of the one. The one below it is how I say it. One eye individualized as many eyes. It kind of helps if you can see that. One eye, the great I am, individualized as many eyes. To me, they're saying the exact same thing. All people, all beings, all life as expressions of the one. That is sometimes difficult. Mary and Debbie both said it perfectly, because it's the idea that we can believe that we can be one. But sometimes when we look out at the world, gosh, it doesn't look anything like that. We can believe in these ideas that Mary was speaking about, that all people are one. And gosh, there's still the people who are going to rub us the wrong way, the people that we don't see eye to eye with at all. That's still going to coexist. That's still going to be there, most likely, because we come from different backgrounds and cultures and religions and just different point of views. But can we still learn to see with the eyes of oneness? It can be a tall order. It can feel like it. A world that works for everyone, even amongst my colleagues who don't even agree with that. Really, really interesting that even all my colleagues, there's some that say, well, it already works because according to the principle, God is all there is, everything's already available, so it is already working for every person at the level of their own consciousness. Wow, okay. That's true to a certain extent, but then you get out of America and go to a whole different continent where their governments don't agree with that. And you see people who, not by their own conscious fault, are living lives where they're deprived of basic dignities. So there's a lot of us other colleagues who say, how cold-hearted can you be? And there's this constant realigning between the idea that in spirit the world is working for all of us at the level of our consciousness, and at the same time we want to be proactive in helping people live better lives. Yeah, so I say that they're both true, and we find ways to bring them together. I may not like, I'm going to just stand here and admit it right now, I may not like every person I meet. I don't. I'm a human too, I'm sure you don't either, but can I still say, behind this thing that I don't like, behind this behavior or this facade or this acting out, can I know that this person is a child of God? Yes. That's what I'm talking about, in part, when I say a world that works for everyone. Let me talk a little bit about the word vision, because that's the key to me. This is a vision. A vision is not a goal. A goal is a task that has an end. We're going to achieve that goal done. A vision, never completed. A vision is more of an intention and a guiding principle, if you will. And a vision is so big that it is never done. Goals are achieved within the vision, but the vision is so big. And as that vision goes, it morphs and it changes and it moves. So we live, we speak, we act from this place of a vision that works for everyone. Do you feel the difference? I do. And I feel it like this. If I think, oh my gosh, I got to make the world work for everybody, how am I ever going to do that? If I say, I see a vision of the world working for everyone, I can get involved in that vision. I can pray, I can meditate, I can seek to know that vision. I can live and move in my own individual world with people and bringing that vision to life on an individual basis. On an individual basis. So when I get ticked off and I get frustrated at something, can I stop myself and say, wait a minute. This person right now who seems to be ticking me off, they're just being themselves, and they're a child of God too. Can I stand again in that vision of a world that works for everyone? I'm not saying that this is easy, but it's not that any one of us has to single-handedly go out and save this world. It's that we live in a vision of something bigger than us that is possible. Let me tell you what it's not, in my opinion. It's not about every single person getting to have every single personal preference the way they want it. That is impossible. Because we do have such individual, unique ways of looking at the world. Here's an example that I saw when it became legal for same-gender couples to get married. I heard a lot of people say, well, that doesn't work for me. Okay, this is not what I'm talking about with the world that works for everyone. They didn't get their preference. They didn't get their individual, I want it to be illegal. That didn't harm anybody. Okay, so it's not every single person getting like just the way we want it. That would be like a 2-year-old. That's pretty infantile. That's pretty, I'm going to throw a tantrum if I don't get my way. This is not what we're talking about. We talk about the vision of a world that works for everybody. Yes, I am cold, so if my voice starts to shake, don't know. What it is about is these 2 words. Equal access. When I think of a world that works for everyone, that's where my mind goes. I can include things like respect and dignity and basics like food and shelter. But really, when you boil it down, the world working for everybody means there's some equal access. That everybody gets to choose, at least, to have the best life that they can. And equal access isn't manifested yet in our human form. But that's when I think of it. A world that works for everyone is respect and its dignity and its basic humanity and its equal access. In the spiritual realm, equal access already is. In the spiritual realm, the infinite one is always one. Equal love already is. Equal abundance already is. Equal peace, it already exists in the infinite realm. And you and I co-creating a world that works for everyone, to me, means we help bring that infinite realm to the world of the earth. Heaven on earth, if you will. We're the ones bringing that. We right here in this room, I'm looking at all of you guys. We are the ones to help bring that, because we have at least the starting point that says the infinite is already whole, perfect, and complete. God, the infinite, I mix up all these words, pick whatever you want. The source, the energy, already is love and peace and withholds nothing. Doesn't matter where you live on this planet. Doesn't matter who you were born to. It already is. And you and I get to co-create, bringing it into being. And how do we begin? We realign ourselves with that truth. That the equality already is. Love and peace already is. Wholeness already is. Peace already is. We realign ourselves with that on a daily basis. We pray to know it for ourselves. We pray to know it for other people who don't have it for whatever reason. We align ourselves with that truth and begin to know it for others.